Hello, welcome to this. What are we doing here? We're playing Obduction. This is the 10th anniversary of Obduction, if you can believe it. It was originally released on August 24th, 2016. It is now, according to my watch, the year 2026, which seems so strange to say. We thought it would be kind of fun to get together some of the original developers of the game and play it for the first time in a while and see how it goes and talk about our memories and recollections and all that. So we'll do some quick intros real quick. I am Eric Anderson. I am the creative director and co-studio head here at Cyan. Go ahead.
I should say who I am, I suppose. I'm Hannah Gamiel, and I am the development director and also co-studio head here at Cyan.
I'm Karl Johnson, and I'm the principal software engineer at Cyan.
Let's explore the world of Obduction.
Let's do it.
All right.
Carl's driving, by the way.
Thank you, Karl.
Thank you, Karl.
You are welcome.
Everything but our stories. And they shouldn't be forgotten.
Can't believe Obduction came out
Understood.
10 years ago. That's just insane.
What
By
is
the way,
time?
this is Obduction with an O at
Yes.
the beginning, not an A.
It's a real word. It's a real word.
Yes,
That's
that's true.
where-
It's a geological process. It is the opposite of subduction.
Streaked across the sky,
I love this intro.
mesmerizing, but unnerving. Even in daylight, Joseph.
So Obduction's a puzzle
Glorious
adventure
world.
game, which we had coined to be a spiritual successor to Myst back in the day, because we're the studio who made Myst and Riven as well.
And we all felt.
So this was kind of our new foray into game development in Unreal Engine in the spirit of Myst. 10 whole years ago.
Yep. A lot of firsts for this game. Our first Unreal Engine game, our first Kickstarter project, first crowdfunded project.
You all remember, there was no turning away. It advanced, almost like
The space pine cone.
purposefully spinning slowly until, well, found us, each of us. We should tell these stories because it saved us, and
My favorite teleportation effect we've ever done. Right here.
Yeah, this is easily the coolest thing about the intro for me.
I love
You can
it.
still look around.
We created this linking effect, for lack of a better term. It was very, very early in the project, and we did it in just a day or two, and it literally stuck around until we shipped because it was like, why would we change it? It's perfect. No changes needed. So we could have made the load times faster, but that was because we kept adding cool art to the game. So
This is one of the first objects we made. Just pointing it out because it was like our first test of little objects that you can interact with multiple little bits of interaction. And remember getting that ready for when we were announcing, or at least showing the first bit of Obduction to the public.
Yeah, I think, did we show it at Mysterium one year?
Yeah.
One of our
Yeah.
annual fan conventions?
Mm-hmm.
So, Obduction was a Kickstarter game, and it was kickstarted between, I think it was October 2013 and November 2013, which is crazy.
Yep.
Oof.
Production got rolling kind of early 2014 and took us about 2.5 years to build it and get it out to the public. If any backers are watching this, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So this is Hunrath. This is kind of the main world of the game. What can we say about Hunrath?
I love
It's-
that it has this dichotomy between being like a weird desert western town with a very alien looking landscape like immediately surrounding it.
Yes.
Got
Go ahead,
a
Carl.
bunch of planets in orbit with it.
Oh yeah. I was gonna
We
say
got a
like
three-body problem right here.
oh, that what a great series. The conceit of this game with the sphere swaps, If you haven't played Abduction, by the way, don't watch this video. Go play Abduction and then come back and watch the video after you. We don't want to spoil it. Then this will be a spoiler-heavy video. I was gonna say though, like the sort of surreal motif that Myst is known for, and other Cyan games. Sometimes they're really hard to explain. Like why on Myst is there a rocket ship and a Corinthian columns building and a planetarium? It's like just because it's cool. This game actually came with like a built-in explanation mechanism, right? The conceit of the game is the idea that these sphere swaps are teleporting around, and so you almost have a built-in explanation or a reason to do these juxtapositions of wildly different aesthetic areas, and it sort of, I liked that. It was a challenge to figure out how much diversity we could build into a single scene, and how many crazy contrasts between different environments we could get going.
Yeah, and with such a small team too, for the kind of scale we made with this game. So actually, related, maybe we should all talk about what we all did on Abduction 10 years ago, because although we're doing similar things today, our roles were different back then. So Karl, do you want to start by saying what you were doing on Abduction?
Yeah. Well, I was making a lot of the gameplay, a lot of the core systems. So like how an input device affects you as the player, walking through space or clicking on stuff. Worked on a lot of the puzzles. It's about half. Half of the puzzles, at least, were initially spearheaded in terms of like how they were implemented and how they work by me. But yeah, there's so many hats we all wear and did wear at the time that that was just a part of it. But specifically for Abduction, a lot of gameplay, programming stuff.
What about you, Hannah?
I mostly did audio and programming. Jason and Karl mentored me on the programming front. Audio-wise, though, I created most of the sounds in this game and implemented them too. So I worked very closely in conjunction with Jason and Karl on that. And yeah, pretty wild times.
And
Eric, what about you?
A little bit of the music too. You did a couple of the music tracks.
A teensy bit of the music, although I cannot take credit for most of it. So, Eric, you go ahead.
I was, I guess when this project started, I was in the role of art director. But this was all of us. This was our first Unreal Engine jaunt, and as we got into it, I started dipping my toe more and more into like technical art and building the shader pipeline and the material workflows and all that stuff. And before I knew it, it wasn't just dipping my toe in. I was completely underwater, and so I ended up with, I guess, the title of, I don't know, technical art director as well. We all, like Hannah said, it's so many hats. Everybody wears like a stack of hats, and I don't know. I think that's part of why our games are a little different than a lot of other games. Is there's a lot of collaboration and a lot of back and forth and a lot of smearing of the roles and the lines between those roles.
We have a lot of T-shaped people working on this game.
Karl's T-pose.
As I nudge the mouse.
Yeah, speaking of the juxtaposition, I love this. You don't need to turn around, but the thing we're going to see in a second, this industrial train yard just kind of slammed in the middle of a little desert. There's a desert river environment. No explanation needed. It just happened at one point. Don't need to tell the player anything extra.
Forgot I had to do that first. I'm just kind of walking through, and so if there's anything interesting to stop and talk about, just let me know.
Also, full disclosure, we had to look up some hints to even get through this walkthrough, because normally when we're playtesting this, for the most part, we're spot testing and trying to get a bug to reproduce or whatever. It's our very awesome QA team that was in charge of actually doing the playthrough and doing the puzzles for real and knowing the puzzle flow and all that. So if they were watching us play this, I'm sure they would be laughing at us.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
This is the most event-driven part of the whole
Whee!
game.
What is your favorite?
Exciting.
What's everybody's favorite puzzle in Abduction?
Hmm. I like the projector
Hmm.
puzzle.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that one was also fun to work on.
Mm-hmm.
But I also appreciate the find a code and enter it sort of puzzles because I'm the kind of person who, for when I play a game, like, for example, the Seance of Blake Manor, I love rummaging through people's stuff. and, like, and figuring out how to, like, get into their private areas in games
Mhm.
is very appealing to me. I should clarify, this is something I like doing in games, not in real life. Yeah, so like that. We just got we already had the code, but we made it into the back of Farley's house. And now
So-
I'm like, ooh, I get to learn more about this person.
So this
Sort
is
of
your
like
happy place right here,
environmental-
breaking and entering
Yeah.
and rifling through personal
I
items.
love environmental storytelling when you learn more about the people in the game.
Hmm.
That's my kind of thing. I don't know. What about you all?
Oh yeah, you go.
Yeah, I think I have one in mind, which is I guess I could call out a specific puzzle, but it's really the sphere swap mechanic in general. I mean, that's still, I just love that mechanic. And there's a puzzle where you end up in the minecart. You pull a lever and you teleport to another age. And the gimmick is that you have to get the minecart laser into a different age. And whenever, like when this game first came out, and I would watch playthroughs of people, that was the one I was always like waited kind of with bated breath to see how they would react to it, because that's the puzzle that teaches you not just that you can teleport to other ages, but it teaches you what happens to the other side of the teleport. Like, the logic is that they swap. It's not just a teleport. It's an inversion of the space. And when watching people like understand what's happening and go, oh, I understand, I need to, invert the state and ride along with the other half, or whatever the case may be, we sort of do multiple iterations of the same logic throughout the game. Watching them click and understand suddenly just by messing with it is like, that's the most rewarding part for me.
Yeah, that minecart one is really cool. I forgot about that one.
Gonna say that's my answer for my favorite puzzle. This little minecart is intertwined in like several puzzles,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean you get a cool laser beam. This is pretty sweet.
It's like half golf cart, half train track mine ride.
Yeah. Here we go. Just about to shut off the dome here.
Ooh.
Dome blocker.
Yep.
I should say.
Trying to think of other notable things to mention about Abduction. I mean, it was so many firsts for us.
We were using Unreal Engine for the first time in a shipped project.
And learning it as we
Which is
went.
a whole other thing,
Yep.
yeah. Because previously it was, well, most recently to that, it was Unity for the team.
Yeah. Unity, and then our proprietary engine, Plasma.
It was, let's see, this was a game where we took extra effort to try to make it accessible to players who had maybe only played our old games. So we have what we call node mode, or how would you describe node mode?
I guess we'll do a demonstration.
Oh yeah,
of
we
it
could
right
we could
now.
show it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like a pre-authored locations in the game that you can visit just to make it easier for people who want a single click sort of experience.
Sort of meant to emulate, well, very much meant to emulate the original Mist and Riven games, where it was sort of node based and you would warp from point to point. But obviously, because it's real-time 3D, so this is very Mist-like, right? You're blinking, but there's also a setting to enable transitions between each point. Yep.
Yeah.
So sort
I'll
of a
switch to
hybrid
that
mode.
here in just a second. This, yeah. And it's funny how much this feels like the original,
Yeah.
like Myst.
What people
Yeah.
might not understand, though, is that it's so hard to make this kind of system and maintain it. And, I mean, you're basically building a whole different way of playing the game on top
Yeah.
of what
Yeah.
already exists.
That has to live alongside the other way and be toggled on and off at
Mhm.
any point. It's non-trivial. I'm
Mhm.
glad we did it though. We learned
I am glad we did it.
we learned a
yeah.
lot of lessons.
Yeah. I hope
It's
we're
such-
able to bring that sort of thing into other games, should we have the resources
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Here's
the-
the smooth version of
For
that.
here we go. For anybody watching this saying, yeah, I've been saying you guys need this in Myst and Riven, for forever. We know, we hear. It's just it's a lot, and if we can find good ways to implement these kind of things, we absolutely will.
Very resource intensive to make happen. Even though it looks very simple, it's very complicated.
Yeah, but in this, there's a lot of accessibility things like the arrows that appear when you're pulling levers and switches and that sort of thing. It was very important to Rand at the time, Rand Miller, who was the main designer for this game and the original Myst and Riven, that it was accessible to players who had only played, what was the phrase he would always say? He's like, I want people's grandmas who can only play Myst with a mouse and one click to be able to play this game.
Yeah.
So we worked really hard to try to make that possible.
Good news. It's pretty easy to navigate.
I love this train. I love
Don't
it.
know the secrets.
What would you
Hey.
say
Gotta
about
line it up perfectly.
what would you say about? I realize we're playing this in flat screen, but the VR efforts for this game. That was another big first for us.
Honestly, monumental, considering we were one of the first fully explorable titles that had VR support, let alone 2D and VR support.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most games back then
in the
were just
time-
go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say back in the time when games didn't even ship on VR yet. Really, we were one of
Right.
the first period in this newer generation of VR titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
I was just gonna say
Your
most
point.
VR experiences back then they felt more like tech demos than games, and we were one of the first. I'm not gonna say the first. I'm not making that claim.
Yeah.
There were a lot of studios kind of trying to figure out how to do that, fill that space. But one of the first titles that actually was a full size game, and yeah, like. Is this still the case where you can kind of switch between, or was that only at the beginning? You could literally put on your VR.
You can still
Wow.
in Abduction right now. You can hot swap. We called it between 2D and VR, which was also a monumental effort
crazy,
to
yeah.
support. Yeah.
That
Even
was
our newer
insane.
games, we don't support that because it's
Right,
just
exactly.
a nightmare to try to get that to work.
Yeah, and the engine now is simply just built for one or the other on the start of the game instance. We had to do a lot of work to make it compatible with more than that. We when this game first shipped with VR support, we even supported the Oculus remote, which is now defunct and not sold anymore, and it's certainly not called Oculus anymore, but it was like just the size of your palm. It did not have 6-stop support. You could
no
really only
tracking.
press-
Yep.
Yeah, no tracking. Eric's mentioned it before, but it was almost like a TV remote that you use
I mean,
to press buttons.
If you had one, it literally just looks like an Apple remote or something. It's just
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, you could play the full game on that thing.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they probably don't even like officially support that device anymore, so you probably can't anymore.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
In theory, the game still supports it.
Yeah.
I believe we also on PSVR, which Abduction is playable on, not PSVR 2, but PSVR. We even supported tracked game pads for if you did not have tracked motion controllers, you could at least use your DualShock controller to play the game, which is crazy.
Oh, we get our very first
Well, in VR.
sphere machine.
Ooh.
Should talk about these things. I really love these little sphere swap machines. They were like aesthetically, what they were meant to do was really be a representation of humans sort of like corrupting the idea of these seed teleports, which were meant to be a natural occurring thing, right? The whole conceit of the story is there's some alien intelligence that sends out these little seed pods into the universe, and they grab biological sort of samples of people and creatures and things, and they swap them around the universe to sort of like diversify biology across the universe. But the people who live in this world figured out how to essentially hack them and use their powers at will. And so these machines were meant to be this like human, almost like despoiling of the natural occurring power of these things. And so this machine especially, I love it. Like when Karl pulls the switch here, it's like wrenching open the seed in a very forceful way.
That sound is so satisfying.
Yeah,
The chkung.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Yay, sphere swap effect. Never,
It's so
never
Yay.
get sick of
cool.
it. Yeah.
It's funny to wonder what the player's body would look like in the middle of that. 'Cause it's like if everything surrounding the player looks like that, surely their body would look a little funky too.
Little like Mr. DNA.
Yep.
Yeah. We
Jurassic
got
Park.
Dr. Manhattan a little bit.
I love the little curtain of particles that hangs around the sphere for a second.
Yeah.
Here we are. What is it? What's the name of this age? You'll notice that we
Captar.
are Captar. This is the chain age. That's what it's called. That's what all the files are called. It'll forever be that in my head.
And you all want to know why? Because it has chains.
That's right. So this
Incredible.
age, we recently did an event, Mysterium in Portland this year, where we talked about some other game projects. This age was actually, or this world was designed for a Myst adjacent project that we had been working on just prior to this Kickstarter. And when this became a real project, we were like, oh, we need these worlds to go explore. What are we going to design? And it's like, well, we've already got this idea that's a handful of ideas actually that were fairly far along. Let's just convert it into a world for this game and make it not a Myst game. And that's what this is, and I love it.
Yeah, this world is built vertically, where I feel like some of the other worlds are really flat. This one, you know, it's always like, oh, I want to look up. I want to see what's going on up there.
I remember when we were at PAX West with a demo of this game, we put people in Captar and we had them climbing the steps here. And VR was so new to people by then that most people who put on the headset had never experienced VR before at all. So when they put the headset on and they stood on the stairs
The edge
here,
of the cliff,
they would look over the edge and be like, whoa, this is trippy.
This age is so special to me. Like the whole point of this was to take, because these games are all about exploring sort of the leftovers of other people's passing. You know, whether it be like you said, exploring somebody's items in their house, or finding out what happened in this weird town and what events occurred. This age is actually that on a grander scale. It's actually two separate civilizations essentially overlaid. You've got these stone ancient ruins and this culture that had some strange relationship to these big creatures that are in this world. And then you've got the iron metal chain stuff basically smashing right through that prior civilization. And it itself, of course, has been here for, you know, millennia as well, so it's all rusted. And then you come along and you're trying to make sense of like these two crazy foreign things. And then of course we have these bug pods that are all over the place. You just walk by some of them, that you'll see them again. Yeah, these little glowing pods. For me, that's
Can you walk up really close to that one, Karl? Like
Sure.
super close? Oh yeah, it's a little quiet in this recording, but you can kind of hear them go like.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of nasty.
I love it. For me, the being dropped into a world and then having to make sense of what's there is like, that's the secret sauce for Cyan games. I love those chains just disappearing into the fog too.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was working on the sound for this area, I mean, these chains are so incredibly massive. I scoured online for just like giant chain sounds for inspiration or whatever, or even reference. And like, for obvious reasons, there aren't huge chains like that.
What? What do you mean?
In real life. So we took a chain that we could actually find at Home Depot, just like the biggest chain we could find. Or was it Karl's or Ryan Warzeka's or something like that?
I just remember you having a giant chain.
Yeah, I like threw it around a playset and took recordings, and then that's what became the sounds of the chains in Captar eventually.
I remember seeing video of you at it was like a swing set essentially with the metal bars, right? And you were dragging the chain over the metal bar, so you were gonna get cha-ching,
yeah,
cha-ching,
exactly.
cha-ching. Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Well, should we get this thing going?
It's fired up.
Let's do it.
If you kind of look at these little bug pods, there's kind of like this heartbeat effect, and it cascades throughout the entire age, the entire level, and it's just really cool.
Yeah, is that so?
Check it out.
I don't know if we'll see it, but there's actually like the hive, the hub of where all those things are, and that heartbeat effect that Karl's talking about. It's actually a spherical pulse that extends outward from the center. So at a regular rate, there's like a wave that extends outward from that through the whole world, and you see it pass by, and it looks like a little pulse.
Here we go. Yeah, the whooshing.
I think I'm biased. This is my favorite age, but mostly because it was so fun to do the sounds for it.
This is maybe one of my favorite devices we've ever built. Just this gigantic engine. And this moment right here, when you engage this was always meant to be sort of like this, oh crap. Like, yeah, when the pistons start going. Like you're inside the engine.
Huge. In VR, it's massive. Like, you can tell how incredible this is.
Yeah. Also, like, it feels like if you were actually here in this room, it would be so ear-piercingly loud being around these things, but we obviously can't do that in a game that you're supposed to enjoy, so that was an interesting balance.
A lot going on in here. Should we head back to Hunrath, or should we...
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right.
We had such a talented team of artists working on this game.
Talented team.
Yeah, everybody.
Talented team. No, just the artists.
Just something we briefly touched on, but I think it's worth hovering on a little more, is just how collaborative everything was on this project.
Oh yeah.
For a lot of reasons, right? Oftentimes, you know, in even older Cyan games, there were certainly times where it was more like an assembly line. Design would come up with an idea, and they would hand it off to programming, and then they would get handed off to art, and it was just kind of a one-way pipeline. This project, for so many reasons, was so collaborative. Part of it was because of the way it came together, being crowdfunded. Part of it was because we were learning the tools as we went, figuring out what our boundaries were. But this one, I felt like there was so much back and forth between the departments and between different folks, and it was a, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but it felt like anybody could kind of just come up with an idea and throw it into the room, and it would get considered and discussed and oftentimes integrated.
Yeah. I think when we approached any sort of design ask. You know, it was we tried to meet it 100%, and of course, you know, things would change. You can't always hit the exact thing that you want to do, but we would always try. And some of the solutions that we ended up coming up with were way better.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes design would just ask for stuff that we were like, this is fraught with peril, and then we'd do it, and then we'd say, oh, okay, I guess it stays.
Yep.
Yep.
This
I feel like, was
minecart.
that the sphere? Sorry, not the sphere swapping. I guess it was the sphere swapping that was kind of crazy, also. But the dome traversal was one of those
Yeah.
things too, right?
Oh yeah, when we get up to the dome edge, we can talk a little bit more about some of the dome traversal stuff. That was great. I remember when you guys, you programmers, you know, were starting to implement that. And just like some of the problems that seem you don't think about until you go to get it working, and you're like, oh no, how do we make X, Y, and Z work? And yeah, you guys figured it out.
This is definitely one of those. The minecart specifically. I think the very first thing was like, oh, hey, we built this thing. We shouldn't take it through a dome. So design immediately wanted to take it through the dome.
Yep.
And you know what? It's better for it.
Way better,
It
yeah.
ended up being a really cool puzzle. Oh, I don't have enough room. There we go.
Another thing I love about Obduction is that it feels like there are so few games nowadays that are built like it. Just this like expansive world where you are given no guidance and you have to make your way through the environment, solving puzzles.
Yep.
I am happy to live in a timeline where Obduction could exist.
Same.
And
I was gonna say.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just thankfully there are people, gamers in the world, and you know, fans of our games who want this type of thing, because yeah, continue your thought. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, without Obduction, like, our team would not be here today. Obviously, we wouldn't be playing Obduction if Obduction was never made, but you know, Obduction catapulted
100%.
us into the future.
Yeah. This is here's a sphere swap. If you shimmy back and forth, do you have much room? Okay, a little bit there. You can see that
here. I got a better spot.
The view through the other side, you know, it's not intuitive. It goes the wrong direction because of the way the polar opposite point works. This is another one where when people first come across the dome for the first time and they're trying to make sense of it, it's like watching a cat, you know, see its reflection for the first time. I love people piecing together, and then they're like, wait, can I? And they step forward, and you know, you'll see what happens here in a second.
Yeah.
We got that bright light opposite you. Yeah, people think like, oh, I got to a new dome. Like, no, you didn't. Watching them piece together.
Can you look down that hole?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Can you look down the hole a little? Oh yeah.
Hole extra.
There's some wind in that tunnel. Oh wow. I didn't notice that originally. There are definitely I had never stopped. Wow. Look, a little present for me today.
No wind in that tunnel. Looks like I gotta go fix a 10-year-old bug.
Let's log some bugs while we're at it.
Let's open this up.
Oh, there's a little bug.
What's a fond memory each of you have from working on Obduction?
So many. Boy. Well, since we're in, I don't know if it's fond. Here's a memory. Since we're in the scrapyard, we learned some hard lessons about like sight lines and complexity of view and all that stuff. This forever for the rest of my life, whenever we're designing a game space, and I think about, um, I'll say situations to avoid, which is like there's this giant dense junkyard that can be seen from almost any high point in the whole world, and if we were, really trying to think about ease of production and building things, we would have blocked some of those sightlines off, and some of them we actually did. We did some strategic sightline blocking so we could unload certain areas, but we managed to get it to work in the end. And the folks who built this area, I think the junkyard. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Jeremiah and Austin did a lot of the scrapyard work. Um, it's a very dense, complex area, but we got it. We got it running. And it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I know that was not what you were asking for. That
Yeah.
was
I didn't say haunting memory,
Yeah.
but it'll apply.
overcoming that problem and getting it to work great was a positive, warm memory. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you're right. I think I have fond memories of solving very hard problems on this game, and the like wash of relief and excitement
Yeah.
that came over us when we did that. A lot of this, I mean, we were all learning how to use Unreal. Was there a single person on the team who had shipped a game in Unreal before this game?
That's a good question. I don't know that I know the answer to that.
I don't think so.
I think we had team members join the team later after Unreal had become free, who came with experience in Unreal, but I don't think anybody on the initial team had at least Unreal 4 experience.
Sure,
Jason
yeah.
and I messed around with Unreal 3. They had a little
Right.
toolkit they
UDK,
provided,
yeah.
But I don't think
yeah.
anyone had shipped a game
No.
in Unreal.
No.
Yeah.
I was familiar from Unreal 3, but not a shipped product. Just messing around.
I meant to.
Oh yeah, nice.
This is so funny. Just the QA folks
Those
in
are,
here.
for people who don't know, those were a few members of our QA team at the time.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so good.
Karl, do you have a warm memory?
I mean, I really got to meet a lot of people, a lot of friends that I still remain in contact with from this project, and which is kind of like maybe a non-answer that the whole experience was just like learning and celebrating everybody's victories, like overcoming challenges when you don't know the tool set, or that you can even solve it in the way that you'd like to. So I really liked all those moments, but there was here's the other thing. At the end of the project, once we finally shipped, we would go onto streams, like in our QA area. It was like all the TVs and everything, and so we were trying to take a deep breath as we send our baby out into the world, and we got to watch people play it and experience it, and I think it was like good energy all around.
Yep.
People liked it, which made us feel really good because we'd been working on this thing, and we didn't know what the reception was. I think a lot of us at the time, we don't know how things will be perceived, but we've definitely warmed up to this game just being one of our favorites, at least. I know you've said it before, Eric. It's definitely one of mine.
Oh yeah, I feel like as time
Yeah.
has gone on, my love and affection for this game has only grown. Hannah mentioned it briefly earlier, but I just want to go back to the point, which is that if it hadn't been for this project, the rest of our games that we've done in the last 10 years, since this game came out 10 years ago, the last 10 years of Cyan would not have happened, or at least not the way it did. The remasters of the remakes of Mist and Riven and Firmament, none of that would have happened, and we would not be here today, reminiscing. This project really did rekindle development efforts at the studio in a way that it's hard to even think of another project that um, built as many new avenues for development as this one did.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely a shot in the arm.
Yeah. And I don't know about you guys, but like learning this tool set and really becoming adept at Unreal and kind of giving ourselves over to the engine and learning everything it could do, it completely revolutionized the way I thought game development could be. Um, changed my career, changed the studio's, I think, capabilities in a big way.
It
It
became
felt
much
like,
more accessible for art team members, especially,
oh my
to
God, yes,
participate.
yeah. Never in a million years did I think that I could be writing shader code, for instance, because I'm not a programmer. But the way Unreal 4 works is it gives you some leverage to access some of those things in a really meaningful way and actually make really cool stuff with it without the need for those pesky programmers. Who needs programmers anyway? Am I right? Am I right, guys?
Oh man.
Watch it.
No, I just this is the project that really taught me to love Unreal Engine.
Yeah, I think when we started with Unreal, one of our biggest issues with Unity is that you don't have any of the source, right? Like you can't change things of the engine unless you. I think there's like licenses for it, but with Unreal they just gave it to us, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and so we were able to do quite a bit, especially things that the engine wasn't meant to do, like it wasn't built to do. That was really cool. Looking under the hood and seeing, how a different engine was built
Could you
and how we
guys
could leverage that.
talk a little bit about what, like, because it's not obvious to people who especially don't know anything about game development or whatever. What are some things that are going on in this game that had to be built from whole cloth, like from scratch, rather than tapping into a tool set that Unreal already brought with
Yeah,
it?
I'm just going to throw up at this point of the engine, there wasn't a whole lot of or there wasn't a pre-defined way to organize your levels to be streamed in and out. You could, but we had to essentially roll our own system at the time,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I guess, shorthand for just saying we built it from scratch. That could load levels in and out, and it's constantly paging this information in, and trying to keep us at like a memory budget, and performance budget. I feel like performance really guided everything.
Mm-hmm.
But they had hooks for some of that, but ultimately we would have to build that, and we built that all under the hood, so to speak.
Yeah, and 2D and VR hot swapping was
Oh
not
yeah,
built
Mm-hmm.
in under the hood either. We had to add a lot of that functionality to the engine.
This tiki
bumping
bar
lines.
wasn't built in either. We had to build this from scratch.
Certainly
Yeah.
not. No. We only serve juice
Yeah.
at this establishment, so it's for all ages.
Get
These
your
recipes, I haven't looked at them in a while. Can you bring one up? Does it actually say white shine
Yeah.
white
gold
shine.
gold
It's all
tummy buster?
juice,
Amazing.
everybody.
I think if you can decipher this code, you should take a screenshot and see what kind of drinks these are like.
We should talk about this area. There's a couple little areas. This was not here during the initial launch of the game, correct? This came later.
Correct. This was a part of our PlayStation launch of the
Mhm.
game. We added this area and one other area as new areas to the game to celebrate that launch.
Hmm. A couple of us on the team may or may not be tiki nerds, and this was kind of our opportunity to pay a little homage to that. I also love turn the music on. Nice job, Hannah.
It's a master class in composition here,
Hannah
everybody.
original.
This is great. Just hang out here.
Let's look at that plane. The plane is awesome. So back in the early days when we were working out the lore for the game, there was, in fact, I believe it's even mentioned in some of the journals that one of the people who got brought here got abducted while they were piloting an airplane. And so we thought, well, let's actually just put that into the game as a little bonus thing. Let's show where the airplane ended up. And I think Zeke Perez did this plane model. Just did an amazing job. Like just the crumple in the middle, all hand sculpted.
It definitely has that crushed can look right there. Another detail I noticed is just that the like when things swap in this game, you take what was there and you just kind of replace it. And there's nothing here, which makes sense. So it just got snagged out of the air. So somewhere there's either a floating bit of rock or hopefully nobody was underneath it.
That's true.
Yeah, the rock probably fell.
Hannah mentioned earlier her love for environmental storytelling, and that's another thing. Like just the core conceit of the sphere swapping in general lends itself to this amazing environmental storytelling where you can stumble across a scene like this and kind of intuit what happened or how it arrived this way, even though it's so completely nonsensical if you didn't know the rules of the world.
Right. I'm going to leave the tiki area.
Yeah. Bye-bye, tiki bar.
Bye-bye. All right.
Can we get to...
This game looks good for being 10 years ago.
Yeah, it does. Still love this. I was going to ask, could we get to the other age, the other world?
Yeah.
Apologies for calling them ages. That is a habit that we all fall into after.
Yeah, can we explain what that is to people who might not know what we're talking about?
An age? Sure. The word age, if you capitalize it, is a formal term for a world in the Myst universe that you can, write in a descriptive book and link to in a linking book. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please see the games Myst and Riven and the Myst series of games, I should say. But we've done other, we've done this, and we've done Firmament. We've done a handful of other games that are not Myst Universe games, but they still share the idea of sort of a collection of crazy worlds you can go explore, and it is impossible for us to not call them ages because we call them ages. That's just the way it is.
Everything's an age.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe I may have gone the wrong way.
Let me think.
Over here. Oh, you can keep talking. It'll just take
I'm thinking through navigation now. I'm going
get
okay.
Back up on the tower there.
Yeah, I think you just need to go around the corner here.
Oh yeah,
Here we are.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Can you all tell we haven't played this game in a while?
Even when we did play it, well, I'll speak for myself. Even when I did play this game, I would be like, I need to get up on that wall. Fly up there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's good that there's a bunch of maps spread out through this level.
Yeah. Another one of these awesome sphere swap machines. This one's a little less aggressive. I like the other one better where it pries it open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When we get here, there's not a whole lot we can do from the spot, but we can take a look at like the tone and the environment, things like that.
Cool.
I think you can find, we'll have to check here. I think it's a little bit hidden, but I think you can find another sphere swap and access it pretty quickly, but let's see. Don't ask me which way to go, because it's been a minute. So this is the Murray age, or the jungle age
Right.
is Murray. Okay. Jungle
Yeah.
world. It was just the block door. Is there a side path? I swore there was a side path from this path that led to another sphere swap, but those of you watching this who are more familiar with the actual game flow than I am right now, I apologize.
Yeah, I think this is for a different. The thing you're thinking of, Eric, I think is at a different point
Okay.
in the game, or a different swap.
But you can see at least some of this level through here.
Yeah.
You can see like the sci-fi bits.
Behind you, there's not a path on the other side of the sphere swap machine, is there? No. Okay.
There's not.
Shows what I know. And then the fourth world, Soria, which I think we actually just called Soria the whole way through. I don't think that had like a blown up age name or whatever. That was the one that we ended up having to reduce in size at the end, just because we ran into schedule and budget constraints. It was like, oh, we got to make some cuts, and so that was the one that got cut down to probably a quarter of what it would have been, if that. I still love it, but it's fun to imagine what it could have been if it had a little more time to develop. Yeah, this little stone bridge you're standing on, I believe, it's the other side of this sphere swap, is the one that I was imagining, but I forget how you get there.
Yeah. Yep. Guess we'll have to play the full game.
Have we looked at any of the NPCs yet? Have we done any NPC stuff?
Oh no,
No, we have not.
We should talk to them.
We should talk about that.
Let's go through.
Yeah, let's unlock the. Should we unlock the shortcut in the mayor's office
Sure.
first?
Yeah. So, how much of this area, like, how long did it take to get Hunrath completed versus any of the other levels?
Oh boy.
Because
Hunrath was a biggie because there's just so much stuff there. It's so dense and it's so disparate. They all took time though, the big ones.
Oh, I thought it was 405. I got it wrong.
Uh-oh. Need me to look something up?
Yes. I apologize. 50. 504.
Try 406.
406. Off by one error. Programmers. All right. Here we are.
Yeah.
There it is.
I love the shortcuttiness of it's not like it's new to games or whatever. This is a very common thing, but I love how loopy this game is in terms of the pathways, and when you realize where the shortcuts lead, you're like, oh, it all connects. Here we go. Here's an NPC.
This is the tree. It has been here in Hunrock for as long as anyone can remember.
I love this dude.
Its health is intimately tied to everything in our.
So these videos were shot with 2 cameras so that we would have stereoscopic video for VR players. So if you're playing in VR, all these characters actually have depth just optically.
Years, including some interesting seeds that you will learn more about. Many have postulated, yet we really know very little about its origins. But we do know.
We have a few characters here on Wrath. I think we need to stop by and talk to CW.
Oh yeah.
His workshop.
CW is one of the characters in the game that is physically supposed to actually be there. It's not just supposed to be a hologram. And so we had to come up with ways to make that work in real-time 3D, where you have control over the player camera. Especially VR players, right? Because it's more than just moving around. In VR, you can physically control your head completely, and so we had to come up with these ways to present a character to you, but not break the break the illusion, so to speak. And it's absolutely contrived, but it also works really well.
You might recognize this guy. I love the Carfin thing. I just saw that in the subtitles.
Carfin Mofang. How do we not get a M rating for that kind of language?
Yeah. All right.
I love that you can just walk away
Yeah.
from him. Also, just
Yeah.
like bye.
Sorry, I don't have the attention span for you.
Yeah.
Goodbye. He's very polite too, because you can just come back and he's not insulted at all.
Sometimes he actually will not answer the doorbell.
Yeah, I think he gets fed up with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this might be one of the times. I think you'll
Oh,
have
wow.
to wait like a few minutes.
You made him
yeah.
mad.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
I love the video here. Just how the mayor goes, "This is our garden," and it's clearly so
It's just dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Where is that?
Somewhere nearby.
Yeah, it's gonna be somewhere nearby.
Is it this? Yeah.
Could be.
Let us know how the
We
garden
have a
is.
healthy,
Yeah.
thriving community here.
Yeah, that.
Our doctor
Yeah.
has supplied
Clearly something has happened between the recording of this video and our time here
Mhm.
now.
purposes, including housing, schooling, and storage. I'm sure you have run
Oh.
across a number of
I also love going, seeing Reddit threads or whatever. Oftentimes, especially in like gaming subreddits or the Myst subreddit, especially, people will ask, what are some Myst-like games I should play? And almost every time I see a discussion like that, somebody says you definitely have to throw Obduction in the mix, and then people, of course, pile on and say like, "Oh my God, I loved Obduction." Like, it's really nice to see, even 10 years on, the amount of love that this game has really like earned in people's minds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love it.
I feel like we've explored. I mean, it probably looks like we've shown a lot of the game, but we've only scratched the surface.
Oh yeah, we haven't
which
really
is,
delved
like,
into
awesome.
the two other big worlds. There's a whole other section of this
Mhm.
map that we haven't even accessed yet, an underground area.
Oh, Karl, go to the cabinet behind the desk with all the stuff on the shelves. So as a part of our Kickstarter
Yeah.
campaign, folks could pledge at a certain tier to be able to have an object they model be in the game. So a lot of the stuff you see here was actually built by some of our backers, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We had to come up with ways of like identifying for players that it was a backer reward and not a clue for a puzzle or something like that.
But we did do our best to make it feel like it,
Yeah.
could have belonged in the room it was in. And
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Thanks, backers, for the extra production help.
Yeah.
You're high.
Not just of the monetary kind.
Is the elevator working? Is that powered up yet?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
You have to
you
go from
do
the other side.
Yeah, that's all right.
Surprise, we have more puzzles to solve.
Yeah, this was just such a good project, such a fun project to work on. At the time, of course, it was stressful and like all projects are, but looking back now, the amount of growth we as a studio had and all the people who contributed, I feel like everybody leveled up on this project in a way that was just really, really cool to see.
100%. We were really punching above our weight on this.
Yeah. How big do you think the team was? I don't have that figure in my head. I do not know how many developers we had at the height of this project.
I feel like it was somewhere around 15 to 20 people.
Yeah, that sounds
But
right.
I will double check that information. Okay.
So satisfying.
Ka-chunk.
Yeah, it was. I mean, our full-time team was probably like 12 people.
Mhm. Yeah, it was not a giant team.
Yeah. Mhm. Pretty small.
So yeah, we'd have to solve this puzzle, which I'm not prepared to do.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you try? Oh
Oh,
no!
Is this the license plate puzzle?
Randomized per playthrough, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
okay.
This may be the one where we compare the license plate in the
Mhm.
office
Oh,
to spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers.
But, I mean, we already told you in advance. Don't watch it if you don't want to be spoiled.
I feel like it's faster to go this way.
Just for anybody tuning in a little bit late, this game is Obduction. It was shipped in 2016, and it was actually a Kickstarter project that was funded fall of 2013, which is crazy.
Yep.
For about $1.3 million. We had a bunch of backers bring it to life, and without Obduction being funded, I guess at this point, almost 13 years ago,
Mhm.
we would not be here today, at least in the shape that we are as a team here at Cyan. So it's crazy to celebrate 10 years of Obduction being out in the world.
Yeah. Just gonna
Oh yeah, Karl's taking a
Here.
note. That's
Whipping
what's
out the notes.
also very nice about our games is that, I mean, some people might not appreciate games that kind of expect you to take notes, but I like that we do not hold hands for players in our games. We expect them to take notice of things in their environment. Whether they remember it or not, write it down or not, every little bit of detail is important.
Did you look under the compass?
Oh yeah, we need that too. I think the one
Oh, the one in
in
here.
the box. Yeah. There it is.
North Carolina. That's the one. Okay.
Did we already talk about our favorite areas
No, jump
in
in.
Obduction? Well, I already mentioned before mine was Captar, but I want to know what both of yours were.
I have a warm spot in my heart for Soria only because I pretty much built Soria in a very short amount of time because we were like, oh no, what do we do? And so I just kind of slammed that together, but came up with some ways of making it really interesting to me anyway. Like having we're not going to see it in this playthrough, but there's like basically a blast zone that has kind of obliterated the area, and figuring out a way to like have the rock be melted glass on one side from the blast and then this like craggy rock on the other. I'm not sure many people even realize that it is actually spatially accurate, right? It's like a shader that everything that points towards the blast is like glassed. And it was so fun just to build almost a rule set and then come up with ways of implementing that rule set with shaders and with the art in the world. And just kind of get it done. And that was one that we were all stressing about. It was like, oh no, what are we going to do about this age? And it felt kind of good to just roll up my sleeves and be like, well, we'll just build something. And granted, you know,
Knowing
there's not.
what you know now, do you feel like you could just bang that area out with the tool set we have and?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think for me, the magic of this project, and I say this about a lot of our older projects, and it's gonna sound bad, but I mean it in the best way. We were so naive. I wish I could trade, you know, all of my grizzled, bitter, veteran game developer like tendencies for just like an ounce of that naivete from projects like this, because nowadays we would be crippled by doubt, for some of the things we were proposing. It'd be like, oh, that'd be so hard to do because we know so much more about the engine, we know more about the limitations, and we know more about the complexities of what it takes. When we started this, we just had ambition and drive, and we were motivated, and we made it work, um, just from sheer determination. So I don't know. That's to me that's magical. Anytime you can kind of capture that, um, yeah, I don't know. So
It's
I'll
not the
say
code.
Soria.
Okay.
Carl, what is
Carl,
your?
I'll.
Oh, oh
Carl
yeah,
may
yeah.
have to enter the code first.
Yeah, I need my brain back. um, okay, this one's tough because I I think Chain or Captar is really cool. Um, but Murray is like visually just like really, really, really interesting. So uh, it's hard to say.
It's so
But it's
beautiful.
between yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean most of the game is. But it would be between those two. But for puzzles, it's Hunrath. I think, um, as you said, there's different things that you solve that lend a easier path to it. So, once you get through like a network of mazes and puzzles, at some point you'll find easy access to stuff. And there's something about Hunrath, um, maybe it being like all familiar objects and granted put in or put together in an interesting way.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but makes that really like cool and there's like a thoughtfulness to it that I think the others are thoughtful as well, but there's something special about Hunrath and
Yeah.
how those kind of back doors get
It's
opened.
the familiarity
Um,
of it's the most terrestrial of all the places. It's all Earth
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
Do 686403.
trying. You know what? I'm going to use the mouse for this.
Oh yeah. Welcome to our
Yeah,
stream of Watch Karl solve puzzles.
yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Now it's on.
Here we
You
go.
want to ride the tower up?
Yeah, let's go check out the tower. Let's see, looking on time, we could probably get up to the top of the tower and kind of close out
Yeah.
our thoughts. Nice little overview. Speaking of areas that were not considered for performance, the notion of let's go up in a tower and be able to see every inch of the most
Oh
complex world
yeah.
in the game. Yeah, this was, whoo boy.
Especially
Lessons
in
learned.
VR.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Whew.
We should have just
Um,
had like fog of war up around the top of the screen.
Yeah. Even things like that big rock sphere behind the one that goes to Kaptar, it's down to your lower left. I mean, even
Oh
just
yeah.
that thing living in the world, it's such a promise, right? Once you understand sort of the rules of the game, and you see that thing sitting there, it's like, oh, I know I have a puzzle in my future, with that
yeah.
thing. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know where it goes, but I just love that puzzle
Uh,
potential.
I had to hit the button because I think the cool thing about that one is when it rotates, like the people in Hunrath put together everything with just what they had around them,
Hmm.
and there's like a motorcycle
Hmm.
or like a
Yeah.
bike, and that thing is just awesome.
Yeah, everything in Hunrad, like we use the term kludginess of everything, which is kind of scrapped together out of garbage. What are you trying to do?
Hmm.
What are you trying to do?
Nothing.
Why would you do that?
It's a very ominous lever, isn't it?
10 years. It's just insane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you guys, whenever I play, Abduction or any of our older games, I, I spent so much time, we all spent so much time in this world that it feels like going back to a house you used to live in, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. It really does. Yeah. Well, that's probably a good spot to call it,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts you guys have about this game or the experience of living through making it?
I'm so thankful to have been a part of this team. I've mentioned it before, but I felt like a sponge with just how much knowledge I felt like I was able to soak up, and the team was just phenomenal.
Hmm.
And we were all so encouraging to each other. It was truly a challenge to get this game out into the world, especially with
Yeah.
all the features we supported and the sheer amount of scale and art that we had to support.
Hmm.
It felt like this insurmountable task, and I can't believe we accomplished it with the team we did, because we were all just hungry to see something really cool to come to life. And again, I'm so thankful to live in a timeline where games like this exist, and some games like this are still made. We're striving to still make games like this, and we're thankful to our backers who made this a reality. Like, without you, this game wouldn't have existed 10 years ago. So, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hmm.
That's
Carl,
my
what
closing thought.
Carl, what about you? Any closing thoughts?
Um, Similar. Think I think everyone who's worked on this game and really any of our games, they've always been a challenge, but it's been nice to know that we have fans who will back us up, that are there to help support us. They're even to make some art assets that are scattered throughout Abduction. Um, but yeah, I mean, as I think we felt the love, getting this one out the door. Well, actually, even just getting the Kickstarter going, and we poured what we could into this. Um, I I feel like there probably wasn't. Oops, as I hit my mouse. I don't think there was a dollar left unspent on this project, to just try and get the most perfect version of this game out that we could. And it's awesome to still be here and to have the experience of going back through it. And it was awesome to meet such incredibly talented people, um, and to work with them, and you know kind of take a project where we really didn't know um, what end shape it would take, um, but kind of like you said, through being a little naive to the entire process that would eventually unfold, and but really everybody was ambitious enough to give it a good shot.
Yeah.
Um, that uh, we, I think, had a really awesome game, and we got to also kind of ride a like a new wave of technology, and that was VR at the time,
Hmm.
or at least maybe not entirely new, but it was definitely new on the consumer end for being so immersive. And yeah, I'm just thankful to everybody, especially the people that we have worked with, who we uh, no longer do, but they've made huge impacts in our lives.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
I'm gonna it's gonna be a lot of repetition, but
yeah,
it can't be overstated. It's the developers who worked on this. Everybody just had like it was just a good team to work with. Everybody had patience and kindness, and yeah, it was a hard project, but I think for the most part, I wouldn't have wanted to change anything about the way we went about developing it. Just so grateful for the team for all this amazing work, and then obviously the community, the backing of the fans, and never thought at that time I thought we were done making these kind of games, and so this was an opportunity to really come back around and try it again. And then we learned throughout that process, like, actually there's a whole new class of games we can make now. It felt like leveling up. And yeah, 10 years is insane. This playthrough is it's fun. This makes me want to sit down by myself and actually like play through the game, give myself over to the puzzles and really play all the way through. Because even just this little playthrough, it feels like coming home. I love that. So, if anybody
Agreed.
watching this right now is a backer and backed the original project, let us just thank you again and again and again. If not for your contributions, a lot of other games wouldn't have seen the light of day either. And future stuff, we're not done. We're still working on stuff. But yeah, really cool to take a minute and look back and reflect. So, all right, final thoughts, and then we'll get out of here.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you for playing Obduction.
Yeah.
Thanks. And if you can buy even more copies,
Yeah. Buy one for each of your friends. Thank you.
Yep. I think thank you is the perfect way to end this. That's us from Cyan signing off. We'll see you in 10 more years, and we'll play through it again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.